She said she missed her son even though she herself had eliminated him.
I love him. I miss him. There's nothing I wouldn't do to bring him back.
However, remorse only came when an audio tape of little AJ revealed the terrible end that was coming for him.
But why do you want them to hurt me? Why? So I don't ever see you again.
JoAnn Cunningham appeared to be a desperate mother when she reported her son missing.
I just want my kids. That's my life. They're my kids.
Little AJ Freund was only 5 years old when he went missing. She lost track of him from his home in Crystal Lake. The parents appeared all over the news channels trying to get help to find the boy.
Please come home. Please come home.
Okay, so you're cooperating with the police?
I'm sorry?
Obviously you're cooperating with the police, trying to do everything you can, or what would you say about your efforts to find your son?
We're just extremely worried. If anybody knows anything about where Andrew Jr. is, please contact the Crystal Lake Police Department. Let's get him home, okay?
And so if he's watching right now, what would you want? If it just happened, if someone...
Please come home.
Has he ever wandered off before?
No.
The investigation was progressing slowly, but the evidence was showing that the outcome of the case was going to be horrible and that both JoAnn Cunningham and Andrew Freund could be behind little AJ's. It all became clearer and clearer when the mother said that she didn't want to cooperate with the police anymore.
The police considered her to be a suspect. Based on that, I advised Min Cunningham to remain silent at that point.
The docs that became part of the investigation only found the child's scent in her house, so little by little, the brutal was being clarified. Until April 24th, 2019, when everything was discovered.
It is with heavy heart that the Crystal Lake Police Department reports that we've located what we believe to be the body of Andrew A.J. Freund earlier this morning. During the overnight hours, investigators with the Crystal Lake Police Department and the FBI interviewed both the mother, JoAnn Cunningham, and the father, Andrew Freund Sr., after information was obtained through a forensic analysis of cell phone data. Once presented with the evidence obtained by investigators, both JoAnn and Andrew Sr. provided information that ultimately led to the recovery, what we believe is the recovery, of deceased subject AJ. Investigators located what they believe to be AJ's body, buried in a shallow grave wrapped in plastic in a remote area of Woodstock, Illinois.
The brutal discovery served to understand all the abuses that the little boy experienced on a daily basis. His parents kept him in deplorable conditions. They beat him incessantly and subjected him to terrible torture.
I heard the little boy crying that he was cold, which was an absolute horrific sound when you're walking your dog, and I knew at that point that things were going not good over there. It was just a lot of, blank blank you and blank blank you. I could hear things slamming, I could hear all kinds of stuff. And at that point, you don't know people, you don't know if they have a weapon. I would have loved to have gone to the door and said, I'm taking your boys out of the car. But I was afraid also I wanted to get the police over right away.
The evidence that the police found would corroborate the neighbor's story that AJ was living in deplorable conditions, and during the trial, it would become clear that he just wanted to escape from there to get away from his abusive parents.
Why do you want them to hurt me? Why? So I don't ever see you again. I just don't want a family.
Those words from the boy would be the trigger for his condemnation, but the straw that broke the camel's back was that he peed his pants, and both JoAnn and Andrew Sr. decided to throw him in a shower with cold water for 20 minutes, and then spank him while he was still freezing cold. After this, they decided to wrap him in plastic wrap, put him in the truck, and took the body as far away as possible to bury him and report him missing.
Based on the current information and evidence, both JoAnn Cunningham and Andrew Freund are being charged with the death and disappearance of AJ. Both are in police custody at this time. JoAnn Cunningham has been charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder, 4 counts of aggravated battery, 2 counts of aggravated domestic battery, and 1 count of failure to report a missing or child death. Andrew Freund Sr. has been charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of aggravated battery, 1 count of aggravated domestic battery, 2 counts of concealment of homicidal death, and 1 count of failure to report missing or child death.
The brutality of the crime shocked the entire community, but it was JoAnn's attitude during the trial that most shocked the press and listeners. She herself had ended up with her son, but said she missed him.
I love him. I miss him. There's nothing I wouldn't do to bring him back. My heart and my mind are consumed with despair, pain, sadness, grief, unceasing anguish, and extreme remorse.
Of course, as remorseful as she feels, what she did with little AJ isn't forgivable at all. He was an innocent child who just wanted to have a happy life, but both JoAnn and Andrew took it upon themselves to make him more and more miserable with their constant abuse. The mother would ultimately be sentenced to an exemplary sentence.
She is hereby sentenced to a determinate period in the custody of the Illinois Department of Corrections of 35 years, to be served at 100%